Hello, family. Welcome to Bob's WTV. Today, we're going to talk about the job market, how it's impossible for a lot of people right now to get hired. A lot of people have been searching for month of month. They cannot find job. Right now, a lot of people, their second alternative is Uber, DoorDash, etc. Which is those gigs works are not paying well, to be honest. You have to drive your car a lot. You have to do a lot. Basically, I don't know. At the end of the day, is people are making money or whatever. But let's listen this clip and listen what people are talking about.
Since 2022, the unemployment rate for recent college grads has ticked up, topping out at 9.7% in September 2025, the same as for 20 to 24-year-olds with only a high school diploma. At the same time, the hiring rate for new grads in traditional white-collar industries has fallen, particularly in May and June when many companies hire entry-level employees.
The hiring rate has dropped pretty heavily from the summer of 2022 and 2021 through this past summer. In order to keep up with what we expect people to need as they enter into the labor market, we would want a hiring rate between 7 and 8%, and we're seeing around 4 to 5%.
Nick Tremper, a senior economist for payroll and HR service provider Gusto, says that many companies overhired in the post-pandemic economy in 2021 and 2022. Most of those hires have not moved on from their positions, and companies are now slower to take on new employees or refill roles following layoffs.
And what that means is that the job market is frozen in place. For people who are just starting out their careers, this means they're not getting that first step. They may not be getting that first entry-level job, and even more importantly, they're not moving on at a rate that we would have expected to see. Early in your career, you move around a lot to increase your earning potential, to increase your wages now and over your lifetime. A frozen labor market, especially for people in their 20s, means that that's just not happening for them.
Bloomberg just published a new piece on the entry-level job market, and the word that they use to describe what's happening to new grads right now has the whole business world shook. The unemployment rate for college grads aged 22 to 27 is up 1.5% since the end of 2022. And economists have a specific term for what happens to people in these job markets, and it's worse than you think. They describe the labor market as actively scarring young people. UCLA did a study on the people who entered the job market during the 1980s recession, and not only did they earn less money over the first 10 years of their career, but they had higher rates of divorce, fewer children, poorer health, and higher morality. So what is it that makes that entry point so impossible? Well, part of the answer is AI, because it's being specifically built to eliminate the jobs that were traditionally considered entry level. But here's what nobody else is talking about. Countries like Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland have long offered government-subsidized apprenticeships. And in China, the government funds vocational schools and sometimes subsidizes entry-level jobs in high-demand sectors. In the US, we have versions of this, but mostly for medical professions. But everyone else entering the workforce this year, there's no infrastructure, no safety net. So if you want to hear more about what's going on in the entry-level job market, make sure to drop a follow and click the link in my bio to subscribe to my newsletter.
It is very hard to get a job right now, and as somebody who's been in recruiting for 6 years, I'm going to tell you guys what has changed, what's going on, give you all the tea, because it's hard, and maybe this can get you a job. I was laid off 3 times last year. It took me 7 months to find a job. I was not the only person in recruiting or HR that was laid off. If you have a company that has 300 jobs listed, right, you might only have 5 recruiters for all 300 of those roles. It used to be like 12, 15 recruiters to one company, one department in a company. So it takes a long time to go through resumes. Every single job I have ever worked at, we have looked through every single resume. I have never used AI, and I've never used an automated system. So if you have 300 roles posted, you have 2,000 people applying to each role. How long do you think that takes? Of those thousands of people that apply, maybe more than half of them apply to roles that they're not qualified for. It used to be 6 years ago, you could apply for roles you weren't qualified for and you might get hired. It happened to me. But now companies are not willing to spend the money or the time to train people, and it really fucking sucks. Number 2, you do not need to pay somebody to do your resume for you. You can download Star Resume or go to starresume.com. It's like a free app, or you can do it on your computer. Use that resume template. I have used it for years. It's very simple because recruiters only spend about 30 seconds looking at somebody's resume. Number 3, I cannot stress enough how a temp agency can help you get a job. The amount of roles that are converted from temp to permanent in these companies is insane. And not only temp roles, but sometimes we outsource to these agencies and say, hey, we don't have a candidate that's great. Do you guys have anybody? And they're like, yeah. And then that person gets hired on. Look at companies like Randstand, Robert Half. There are so many more. Fuck Indeed, fuck ZipRecruiter. Let them go. Last thing, to be very honest, I am making less than I have ever made in a recruiting position, ever. Because the job market is ass. Companies don't want to spend money. It is what it is. I still have to do my little things on the side to make money. It sucks, but it is what it is. And I wish things would change. I hope they change, but it's really bad right now. And hopefully these things can help somebody get a job.
The job market is only going to get worse. And here is exactly why in the next few years it's going to get worse for candidates. Especially in 2026, there's going to be a huge number of layoffs. That's both from big companies like Amazon and JP Morgan all the way to the mid-level size companies. And even though they're profitable and they're having record sales, they are still cutting jobs. And the reason for this is they want to increase their profit margins for stakeholder value, and they're going to do that by employing agents, not people. Now, to start with, this is only going to be for entry-level roles, but it will creep up through the ranks. On top of that, job boards have completely changed. 5 years ago, you could go on a job board like LinkedIn or Indeed, you could apply for a job, and you most likely get an email. Nowadays, job boards are just fully automated, they're full of bots and fake job posts. And it gives this fake impression that the job market is healthy, there's lots of opportunities, but the reality is majority of them are not even real. You have internal hiring increasing, so basically companies employing their own employees. And you also have a lot of bot and pretend jobs to gather data, inflating the job numbers and making it look like it's easier, but it actually isn't. It's actually the opposite. It's getting worse. And finally, we're now in a generation where everybody has a degree. Everybody has the same qualifications. 30, 40 years ago, having a degree meant something. It was valuable and it was rare because not many people had it. But with the information accessible so instantly in today's generation, everybody can learn every skill, which means that everything gets diluted. That obviously increases the talent pool and it also increases the competition between candidates, despite a slowing growth of jobs available. Now, all three of those elements have been happening for the last 2 or 3 years, but now it's accelerated. And the scary thing is, it's only going to get worse throughout 2027 and 2028. Now, of course, nobody can predict the future and what's actually going to happen. But what I have a gut feeling about is that there's going to be a huge paradigm shift. There is going to be a segmentation of people and classes. And I'll probably make a part 2 explaining what I mean by that. But if you've watched to the end of this video and you're worrying about the future of your job, then you need to do one thing. The biggest change that I've made in my personal life, and I've seen hundreds of successful people do the same, is building a personal brand. Because building a personal brand is the only value that you can truly intrinsically have. Because as humans, we are unique. We have imagination, we have creativity. And AI will never be able to replace that. So if you are genuinely worried about your future of your job, start building a personal brand and a reputation now, and start developing a network. So then people know who you are and why you exist. And that is something that no one can take from you.
Okay, something is very, very terribly wrong about our society nowadays and the job market, because why are employers putting up job listings and then when you apply, they don't want anybody. They don't want anybody. So I applied for 4 places on Thursday and heard nothing back. So I called up all of them to see like, hey, like, are you guys still looking for this position? What's tea, right? But there was this restaurant that I called and asked about because they had sent me a personality test and I took the personality test and then there was no follow-up to that, right? And then the personality test that I got, like my results was mentor. Basically, I scored 100% on everything except for the emotional part because, I don't know, I answered truthfully. And when it comes to management, like pressure, I'm a medium in emotional stability because, like, I'm not going to freaking break down and crash out, but, like, inside I'm going to be, like, whatever, right? Scored a medium. So I call and I was like, hi, like, I, already took the personality test. I submitted my application. Like, what's the next steps? And she goes, oh, well, you'll have to talk to the AI assistant. The AI assistant, okay. So I go back to the chat with the AI assistant because that's one who, sent me the personality test, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, I'm talking to the AI and I just keep getting the same like error message, like, oh, depending on the role that you're applying for, you can have a phone call or in-person interview or like a video chat. So I kept like trying to set it up. And it was like me going back and forth with this AI for 7 exchanges. And then I finally decided to call this restaurant back because I was like, I'm not able to set up an interview because the AI is not letting me. And she goes, oh, well, you're going to have to go through the whole process again and reapply and redo the test. It's a personality test. What do you mean redo it? But also, like, you're literally a human, I'm a human. Why can't we just set up an interview? Like, why are we relying on AI to set up interviews? Like, why not? You can see my resume. Give me a chance. give me a chance. Just because I scored 100% on everything else, but just in this one little area, it's a little bit finicky. And it's a test that anybody could fake and cheat on. So you're going to pass up a candidate that would probably be great for this environment and great for this. You're going to pass up a candidate because the AI won't set up an interview? And because I fell short in one part of the personality test, the bullshit personality test, like, make it make sense. Then I called up the other place and I was like, hey, like, have you guys fulfilled this role yet? If anything, I saw that it said on Indeed, walk-ins are welcome. Do you recommend that? And the person was like, oh yeah, we definitely recommend walk-ins. And I was like, okay, great, game. From 4 to 6 p.m., we like walk-ins for interviews. I got ready, okay? So I walk in and I was like, hi, like, I already put in an application. I'm here for like an in-person interview. And she goes, oh, like, did you put in the application online or how did you do it? And I said, oh, Indeed. She goes, oh, okay, you're going to have to fill out an application with us. So I'm like, I already filled out an application, but okay. So like, why would you put it on Indeed if Indeed doesn't count? So then she handed me a paper application and I was writing down all my information, my hobbies, my skills, my references, my past work experience, everything on this sheet of paper front and back. I'm like, what? I'm just like sitting here in this establishment doing this. I'm like, okay. Then he comes over and he takes me to an area and conducts an interview. I'm probably sitting there for like 30 minutes and he goes, this is just the first round. It's going to take a week for you to hear back from us. And then if you hear back from us, you're going to be put into a second interview. Mind you, this is for a bowling alley. I have a bachelor's degree. For one. For two, I'm probably grown than a lot of people applying, which is like, eating me alive, okay? But let's stay humble. 3, what the fuck are we doing having me fill out an entire paper application? And then on top of that, first interview, second interview, for what? For $16 an hour? What are we doing? Like, I'm glad you guys vet people to work for you. Like, that's great. Maybe you guys, don't accept bad people, hopefully. I don't know. But, like, what? So we have to fight tooth and nail to get these jobs, to get paid minimum wage. I don't think I want it bad enough. I'm too grown for this shit. I really am. And to be clear, I can't work a big girl job because I have another job that takes up a lot of my time and I have to pretty much be fully available for it. So I just am looking for something part-time to kind of give me, consistent hours and pay while I navigate, an actual career. It's just tough.
I'm barely staying afloat in this job market and I need to talk about it. If this has nothing to do with you, I keep going. I need to speak to the people who actually get it because it's coming to a point now where it's just a joke. It's just an absolute joke. I can't get a job within my field to save my life. I'm in the fashion industry. I have buying experience, marketing experience, brand management experience, digital marketing experience, planning. Like, I've done things in my career that I know I'm good at, and I can't get a job to save my life. And I just don't understand what the problem is. Like, I know I'm not alone. I know this is a stressful time for everybody. Whether you're trying to get into the job force, change career paths, whatever it may be, I get it. But really, like, what the hell is going on? I have a bachelor's, I have a master's degree, I have over 5-6 years experience, 7 even, and it's just, I don't know where else to go, what to do. I currently live in Pennsylvania. My last job was in New York City. I've been looking at various states, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Nashville, like everywhere. Everywhere I've been looking, and it's just coming to the point where it's like, are you even hiring? I don't get it. Like, brand, like companies, I've had a company literally take me through 5 or 6 interviews, and then by that 6th interview they're like, yeah, no, we're gonna move on with a different candidate. Like, couldn't you have told me that after like the first or second interview? Like, you don't want to hire me after the first or second interview. So it's like, why bother wasting my time? The last interviewing with a company, my experience was they didn't have a budget. How do you not know that you don't have a budget? It's like, I feel like we're just coming up with different excuses now. I don't know. Like, they're a smaller company, which I have experience in also, and they were going into it hiring 3 positions, and my position was the one that was cut because they don't have a budget. I don't understand. Like, don't you have a number for where you want to be when you put these job descriptions out? And they go through these recruiting companies and they don't care to speak to you after that so that you can get some feedback. No, they give you to a recruiter that doesn't even work for their company and expect them to give you the news that you didn't get the job. And then it's just the lack of communication, the lack of everything. I'm tired of changing my resume 10,000 times per job description, per brand, like everywhere. I'm tired. I'm tired of selling myself in every interview that I'm doing. But I know I have to keep going. I have to keep doing this to try to get a job. I don't know. Like, what is everyone else doing? Like, I know that's why I just came here. I just want people's feedback. Like, am I doing something wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong? I feel like I'm alone, but I know I'm not. I'm just constantly stressed. Like, my job now, like, doesn't do anything for me. Like, it's not paying me the money that I need to live a comfortable life. Like, it's too much. And then working there full time and applying myself to all these interviews and just applying in general, it's a lot and it's stressful. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing?
It's not you. There are no more jobs. And the few that there are, you're competing with 5 million other people, and they're requiring that you offer up your firstborn and already come with 45 years of experience.
3,000. That's the number of jobs I've applied to as of today. 3,000 jobs. During the course of the year and a half that I've been out of work after an injury that happened on the job, trying to find another job has been so difficult. Now, mind you, I have 25 years experience as a sales manager, 29 years as an event manager. I'm well overqualified for any job I apply to, but yet, for some reason, over the course of me applying to 3,000 jobs, I've only had 9 interviews, and I've had maybe 15 callbacks, and all the other ones are fake. These days, you have to actually look at the actual website versus Indeed or LinkedIn, but both those sites are basically worthless. They're now becoming social media sites where it's more about popularity versus an actual job. So, I'm just putting it out there. Tomorrow is my birthday. It would be really nice if I could find work. So I'm putting that out there to the gods above. There's only so much resources that I can use before I run out of money. And frankly, the market is that bad. Is anybody else having that problem? I'd love to hear your story. I don't know if you've applied to 3,000 jobs. Have a nice day.
How you doing, TikTok? This is Jay, from Rochester, New York, 585. I wanted to be sure I made this video today because I know there's a lot of people on here that could potentially relate to what I'm about to deliver today in this message. If you have a job, do not quit. Stay with your job. I'm telling you, the job market right now is so difficult where it's very hard to get a job. Mind you, this is a person speaking on 4 to 5 years of a career in sales, 4 to 5 years of finance experience, also customer service, money management, things of that nature. I also have an associate's degree in clinical psychology, my own reliable transportation. I moved 15 hours to Atlanta. I applied to over 100 jobs in Atlanta, 100 jobs in Rochester, New York, through LinkedIn, Indeed, company websites, calling, following up, going into dealerships, just asking for an opportunity. Can I speak with a finance manager? Can I speak with a sales manager just for a possible opportunity? If you have a job right now, do not quit. I tried to explain to my mother and my father that right now is nowhere near like it was back then. I promise you, it's way harder. I am a 2020 COVID graduate. If anyone can relate to me, you graduated high school, you were thrown into the real world, and you just had to find a way. I know there's a lot of people out here that can relate to my situation and my problem right now. Listen, I'm doing my social media, I'm doing my content thing, and this is not taking off right now. I know it will. Give me about 6 months to a year. I know I will be known and I will be famous and I will have a household name for myself. But for the time being, bills are still coming. Everything is still processing. If you have a job, do not quit because this job market is not good. If anyone knows anything that is hiring, throughout the Atlanta area, throughout anywhere, I have no problem applying, things of that nature. Let me know. I am very motivated. I am very outgoing. I have an extrovert personality, family oriented. As you can see, I just left an interview to be a mortgage loan estimator or mortgage loan originator. Let me correct myself. And it's just as if if they are hiring, you're going on 2 to 3 interviews. If they are hiring, the start dates aren't for about a month or 2 out. If they are hiring, they have to go about 50 different candidates. They have to go through these people. If you have bills, bills don't stop for no one. Everything's getting more expensive. Everything's becoming more increased. People got to work. There's a lot of people sitting at home right now with talent that are not able to get a job. I have no criminal background history. I have a clean record as far as anything. I have my Maryland vehicle sales license as well. I am certified on multiple different vehicle brands, and I'm open to being a leasing consultant for apartments. I'm open to real estate. I'm open to all things of different nature. I'm very outgoing. I've been on billboards, commercials, all things. If anyone can help with this problem, I know there's many people in my situation. Drop something in the comments. Please and thank you. Jay out. Talk soon.
So, they're saying the class of 2026 job market is predicted to be the worst college grad job market in 5 years. And this is how it could hit women especially. Hiring for new grads is slowing down. Fewer entry-level roles, more competition, and way higher expectations before you've even had a real chance to start. Let's be real for a second. Early career women already feel like they have to be overqualified, overprepared, and overpolished just to be taken seriously. When the market tightens, that pressure gets even heavier. Here's what matters though. A tough job market doesn't mean you aim smaller. It means you move smarter with your skills, your story, and how you show up early in your career. Your ambition isn't the problem, and you're not behind for feeling nervous about this. So, share your questions. Let's get you the answers that you need and the community that you want.
Y'all, the job market is so bad right now. I don't think people understand. Throughout my search for a new job, I just couldn't help but notice that most of the remote, first of all, there's not many remote opportunities out there anymore. Second of all, the opportunities that are remote are lowball ass salaries. And one thing I peeped is, one, most of these roles are contracts, not full-time salary positions. And two, it's almost like they're offering the role as a remote position in exchange for a lowball ass salary. I think employers know just how desperate people are for a remote job and how much they're valued in today's world, that they take advantage and offer these lowball ass salaries in exchange for the position being remote. And it's sad because a lot of people are jobless and a lot of people really want a job, and life is already so hard as it is. Nobody wants to go into the office. So even though I would like to say know your worth and don't accept these lowball ass salaries, beggars can't be choosers, honestly, because it's already hard enough to find a job right now. So if you have a job and it happens to be remote, keep it. If you're getting paid decently, keep it. If you're not completely and utterly miserable, keep your job. If you don't have a fallback plan, just stick with the stability that you have, because it's real ugly out there.
Can somebody please tell me when the job market got this bad? Because what do you mean? I've applied to over 1,000 jobs and have yet to hear back from any of them. And it's gotten so bad that look what he started doing. So he uploads his resume. This app shows him jobs, and if he likes the job, he swipes right, and AI literally applies on the company website for him.
Job market is terrible, but here's my best advice that I can give somebody who's looking for a job right now. Number one, stay off of these recruiting websites, LinkedIn, Indeed, what's another one, Built-in. You don't want to go to those websites and think that, oh, this is the opportunity for me to find a job. I would say about 80% of those jobs are fake jobs. They're not real. They're either jobs that the companies are just posting so they can get their numbers up and say like, hey, we posted this job, we got this many applications for their statistics or whatever. I'm not too sure why they're posting fake jobs to steal your information. That's another reason. But yeah, stay off those websites. That should not be your main source to look for jobs. While I'm not saying that you can't get a job from there, what I'm saying is that it's flooded with fake jobs, fake recruiters, companies that just want to get their numbers up. It's not a good source for you to go and apply for jobs and think like, oh, this is where I'm going to get the job. So stay off those sites. Instead, what you want to do is you want to go to actual company sites. If you're applying for Amazon, you want to apply for Amazon on Amazon's career site. You don't want to go to Indeed and apply for Amazon. Go to Amazon's career site and apply for them. Same thing for Home Depot. If you want to apply for Home Depot, go to Home Depot's career site. Don't go to LinkedIn to apply for Home Depot, because first off, Home Depot is going to look at their career site before they look at anything else. The next, and this is probably the most important thing, your resume is not a one and all thing. Your resume needs to be tailored to each job that you apply to, not just you create one resume and you send the same resume to every single job. That's not going to work. With AI is already filtering through resumes, so you have to learn how to beat AI. Basically saying that there's a job description, there's qualifications. Your resume needs to have that job description and those qualifications on there. While I did not lie on my resume, I need you guys to understand this. Those qualifications and those job descriptions that you're applying for needs to be on your resume. Same thing with your cover letter. Let your cover letter reflect the job that you're applying for. Now, this is the second most important thing. Effort is going to produce results. Me, I had a goal. I applied to 10 jobs every single day until I landed the career that I have now. Don't believe me? Here's my daily goals. Apply for 10 jobs. The job market sucks and companies aren't hiring like that. But if you follow these steps, you can use those to get yourself just that extra step above the other candidates. And eventually you're going to find the right job. You're going to find a job that is hiring, that is looking for people, and you're going to land an interview. When a company reaches out to you for an interview, ask all the questions. Ask what is the process of the interview. What is going to happen in the next interview? If it's a technical interview, ask what type of questions are you going to be asking me to answer? And then do your research. Look up the answers to those questions. Look up how to find those answers. If you lied on your resume, you need to be able to make sure that that lie is not a lie. Like I said, I can't speak on this because I didn't lie on my resume, but if you did, you put something that you wasn't familiar with on your resume, and that's something that the company's going to want to learn about and want you to know, you need to make sure that you're doing your research so that you know what that information is by the time that interview happens. I'm not saying this is the end all be all the information that you're going to need, but it's definitely information that's important. If you're not tailoring your resume to each job that you're applying for, you're not doing it right. Let me know if y'all want more tips and tricks. Y'all be positive. Peace.
Job market is so bad right now that when you're trying to apply for a job, your ratio of even getting the job that you're applying for is 0 to none. Also, if you have a job, the job market is so bad that your job is overworking you and still paying you the same salary. They're switching up schedules on you, giving you more work, less pay, cutting budgets on you, pretty much jerking you around all around because they know where the job market is. They know even if you're looking for somewhere else to go, that's also going to probably jerk you around, that they could take advantage of you. Right now, it's like employment abuse going on. Like, you literally are underpaid, tired, and stressed out if you have a job. And if you don't have a job, you're stressed out because you can't find a job and you've been applying to over 100 places pretty much a week, or you've been unemployed for more than 2 years trying to find a job. The job market right now is so bad that you're literally getting abused as a human being. It's super sad.
If you've been job hunting lately and you feel like something is off, you're not imagining it. It's actually getting very hard out here. The UK's unemployment rate just hit 5.2%, which is the highest it's been in nearly 5 years. And if you know what unemployment means, it's not just people that are out of a job. They're actively looking for one as well. That means 2 million people are out of work and actively looking. So if you've got a job, you better hold on tight. And it's hitting young people the hardest. Nearly 1 in 6 people aged 16 to 24 are unemployed right now. That's a rate of 16%, which is the worst it's been since 2015. So why is it happening? Basically, businesses are too scared to hire right now. The government raised employer national insurance contributions, and they also bumped up the minimum wage, which in theory sounds good, but it's making employers think twice about taking on new staff. Entry-level roles are disappearing fast. There was even one Cambridge student that sent out 50 applications and only received 1 face-to-face interview. Cambridge, bro! What hope does everyone else have? The Bank of England is expected to cut interest rates to try and kickstart things, but boy, the job market might stay tough for a while. So if you're struggling to get your foot in the door right now, trust me, it's not just you. The numbers literally back you up. Drop a comment below if you've been feeling this in your job search, because it's getting dark out here. Stay lively.
This job application and interview process can go straight to hell. Straight to hell with gasoline draws on, like my mom would say, because what the fuck is going on? I recently made it to the panel interview stage for a job I was really excited about. I had talked to the recruiter, I had talked to another person, and now I was at the panel interview stage where you're interviewing with like 4 or 5 different people. We're kikiing, we're laughing, we're having a great time, we're talking about the role, we're talking about my experience, I'm asking them great questions, they're asking me questions, I'm answering them, we're bouncing back and forth. It was great, or so I thought. We had a great time. Interview ended and the girls were like, oh, like, you know, this was such a great interview, we had a great time talking to you and learning more about you, blah, blah, blah. I leave thinking, I did that shit. Like, I would love to join this team, let's do it. A couple days later, I get a fucking email. Rejection. You didn't answer the questions in the proper format, so we can't move you forward in the process. Bitch, what format are you fucking talking about? She's like, oh, the recruiter. She's like, oh, I tried calling you the day before to like explain and let you know that there's a specific format we require applicants to answer interview questions with. I was like, what? When did you call me? And why wouldn't you leave a message? Like, what are you talking about? She called me from a New York number and I'm applying to jobs in DC. I get a million spam fucking phone calls a day. Like, I'm not answering random New York City numbers when I'm not expecting a call from them. So she just calls me randomly, doesn't leave a message, doesn't send an email, and is like, oh, well, I called you to let you know and you didn't answer, so... I like, please go to hell. Please go straight to hell.
Can someone please explain to me why it's so hard to find a job in 2025? Like, you do everything right. You graduate with a degree, you get good grades, you get good experience in school. You push all the right buttons and you get out into this job market. It sucks. This job market is terrible. You apply to jobs, about 90% of them never get back to you. Total ghost. Another 8% will get back to you with an automated AI rejection email. And then you have the 1 to 2% where they want to learn more about you, where they want to get you in for an interview. And then of that 1 to 2%, over half of that group is going to ghost you after an interview, and you'll never hear anything back from them. And most of the other half is going to reject you. Like, what am I supposed to do? I do everything right. I tailor a resume. I tailor a cover letter. It doesn't matter. I'm just so frustrated with this job market. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's just terrible.
if you're looking for a job, I got some bad news for y'all. Like, if shit wasn't already fucked up and raggedy out here, what I was just told, my hope has depleted. Like, shit's getting so serious. It was already serious, but I can't even put this into words what I was just told. Okay, I just got off the phone, so I called Workforce Solutions because I just be doing shit for the plot. Like, I'm just trying to see what's out there, what's going on. This lady tells me, baby, that office, because I'm calling just to make sure that they were there before I wasted my gas, you know? So she's like, oh, baby, I'm glad you called. They're closing that location down permanently. What? She said, oh, yeah, we were already going to be shut down December 31st, but they ended up getting bought out or something happened where they closed it down. She's like, yeah, people have actually started vandalizing the building. I said, I was just driving by there like a week or two ago. When did all this happen? She said last Friday, this past Friday is when they officially shut down and people have started stealing printers and shit out the establishment. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this was the kicker. The kicker was, she said, in an actuality, we, meaning the employees there, she's like, at the end of this month, we don't have a job. So we're going to be in the same situation as the people that are calling up here. She said, me personally, I'll be getting my Social Security and my unemployment and just going to ride it out through the holiday. But baby, what about the people that can't get the Social Security? Oh, and it's the holiday season about to come up. People are about to be asked out in the worst way. Like, if you weren't concerned before, it's time to ring the motherfucking alarm, because shit is raggedy for real.